G'day folks, this is just a quick review of the Ego power equipment, 56 volt equipment. It's amazing equipment, and you might understand the irony of this saw chain in its packet as the video goes along. I want to say firstly that I love the Ego equipment. The 56 volt equipment is just fantastic quality. I've owned the mower. What was it, a 43 centimeter blade? I'm not exactly sure, but I got it for $800 from my local hardware store. A fantastic mower. I got the 18-inch chainsaw, as well as the previous generation line trimmer, whippersnipper as we call them in Australia. Fantastic equipment, really a pleasure to use. So happy with the equipment, but I have to say the latest generation batteries are a long way from being acceptable. At least that's my experience, and from what I've read online, quite a few people online have also had the same experience. So if you've got the previous generation batteries without the T after the model number, I understand they are really reliable, which one of mine was, particularly reliable. But the later generation or the latest generation batteries, the batteries with the model number and the letter T after them, with the fuel gauge, you know, the batteries, the Ego batteries with a fuel gauge, I think it's 5 bars from 5 down to 1, depending on the level of charge left. They have been so unreliable for me. I've had 3 returns in a year, and the only battery that I didn't have to return, I have a problem with, was the previous generation battery. 5 amp hour batteries. I had 2 of those, and I had a 2.5 amp hour battery. So I actually had just the 3 batteries. But when I first had my problem and had a replacement battery from Ego, that battery also played up. So in all, I had the battery, my own battery, and the replacement battery play up, as well as my 2.5 amp hour battery, latest generation battery, fail as well. The only one that didn't fail was a previous generation 5 amp hour battery. So the irony of this video is, the reason why you're only seeing the chain is because that's all I have left. I sold my chainsaw to a lovely fella who actually has previous generation batteries already, so he didn't need a charger or battery, so he's just bought the chainsaw off me. And I sold my mower with a previous generation two brand new batteries to a lovely local person. She's lovely, and she really appreciated it for her quite large lawn. So she got a very good deal of a mower that's only about 1.5 years old, plus 2 brand new batteries, 5 amp hour batteries from the previous generation batteries that my lovely local hardware store in Katoomba donated or gave to me out of their own stock, because I was having problems with Ego even attending to the warranty claim for the second time around. They were pretty good the first time around, but the second time around they just didn't really come to the party. They just delayed, didn't get back to the store or me, and they haven't even answered my email, which was quite polite. It wasn't aggro. I said I love the equipment, and was just disappointed in the batteries and also in Ego's customer service, but they didn't even respond with a thank you, we've got your email, or anything. Just no response at all after more than 2 weeks from Ego. So I've been disappointed with the batteries, the current generation batteries, but the equipment is great. So if you get the previous generation batteries, or you have them, you'll probably be fine. Let's hope. But after 3 failures in about a year, I just couldn't take the stress anymore of not having products, machines that work, equipment that works. So the irony is, this is all I have left of all my equipment that I spent nearly $2,000 on. All I have left is this Ego chain, 18-inch chain, which I may get the local chainsaw folk business to resize for my new 14-inch battery saw from another brand. which is going great, by the way, no problems. So folks, I don't want to make this video to sound like a really narky video with lots of aggro. I'm just really disappointed in the quality of the batteries, and I'm sure there are plenty of folk that have had good experience with Ego and they are quality products, but the latest generation battery, in my experience and that of many others, has been disappointing, to say the least, and the customer service from Ego just has not been good. It's really been below par, and they just don't seem to respond or really seem to care about their customers. So that's my experience, and hopefully yours has been better with Ego. And if it's not, or however you've had, whatever experience you've had, let me know in the comments. And I'm not just counting the quality of the products, just the batteries. And who knows, maybe it's an Australian issue. I did hear of some real issues of flooding in warehouses and problems, and maybe some pallets, and even a pallet arriving wet at a big hardware store. Ego pallets. So I don't know if they've had real issues with flooding. I did hear something on their answering service from the customer service support line some months ago. There were issues in some of the warehouses, I understand. So maybe it's a local issue with batteries that were damaged and they've been unwittingly or otherwise passing those off and they failed. I don't know. Others will know more than me. So best of luck, folks. I've gone to another brand, which I won't mention in this video, but I'm very happy with the other brand. It's much cheaper, the batteries are much more affordable, and all of my equipment is going without any problems at all. So I hope you don't have the same problems that I've had, and I'm sure there are some that are going really well indeed. Best of luck, folks, and thanks for listening, and hopefully you've got a few more Ego products that are reliable, other than just an Ego chainsaw sitting here on its own in the shed. Okay, folks, thanks for listening. Bye for now.